Yeah, good morning to this section. Today we are going to study the subject building material and construction technology, and the topic is stone. Stone is a building material which was used in construction previously. Nowadays, mostly we are using bricks. Bricks are of different materials like fly ash, concrete, soil, etc. And in this session, we are going to study about definition of stone, what is stone, and what are the classification of stones. What are the good qualities of stone so that it can be used as a building material? How we are dressing the stone before construction? Uh, then what are the uses of stone? Where we are using the stone as a structural material? These are the things we are going to cover here. So let us start. So stone is a building material which has been used in construction of buildings and other structures from very early times. And stones are derived from rocks in the crust of earth. Stones are used previously as a building material, and these are derived from rocks in the crust of the earth. Stones are derived from the crust of the earth. And next is classification of stone. There are mainly three types of classifications. One is geological classification, physical classification, and chemical classification. First, let's start geological classification. So, according to this classification, rocks are of three types: igneous rock, sedimentary rock, and metamorphic rock. Uh, uh, this is the geological classification, and according to the geological classification, rocks are of three types: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. So, first one is igneous. So, the inside portion in the earth's surface due to high temperature, hot rocky materials are present known as magma or lava. And sometimes this magma tries to come out to the earth's surface through the cracks or weak portions. And the rocks formed by the cooling of this magma are known as igneous rock. Means all of us know that the inside portion of the earth's surface is very hot, and when and rocky materials are present there, and when that rocky materials are getting out through the cracks or weak portions, and when these materials are cooled, that is converted to igneous rock. This rock is formed due to the cooling of lava or magma, which is present inside the earth's surface. This is the image for the igneous rock, how these are the hot rocky materials, and these are the rocks. Slowly, due to the cooling process, the hot rocky materials are converted into rocks. This is the clear image of formation of igneous rock. Next, igneous rocks are of three types: plutonic rock, hypobasal rock, and volcanic rock. So this classification is according to the place where the rocks are getting cooled. First one is plutonic rock, means the rocks which are formed by cooling of magma at a considerable higher depth from the earth's surface are known as plutonic rock. It is also formed due to the cooling of magma, but it is cooled at a considerable higher depth from the earth's surface, and it is named plutonic rock. And the examples are here the cooling process is very slow. Next come to hypobasal rock. Rocks which are formed due to cooling of magma at a relatively shallow depth from the earth's surface are called hypobasal rock. When the rocks are formed at a relatively shallow depth, that is hypobasal rock. Then third one is volcanic rock. These rocks which are formed due to cooling of magma at earth's surface is known as volcanic rock. When the cooling of magma process is done at the earth surface, that is volcanic when it is at a considerable higher depth, that is plutonic when it is relatively shallow depth, that is known as hyperbasal rock. Only the place difference is there. Next is sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rocks are formed by the deposition of production of weathering. Means these rocks are formed due to the weathering effects on the pre-existing rocks. And the examples are gravel, sandstone, limestone, gypsum, etc. Again, sedimentary rock is of four types: residual deposit, sedimentary deposit, chemical deposit, and organic deposit. So, first is residual deposit. Some portion of the production of weathering remain at the site of origin. This deposit is known as residual deposit. When we are quarrying the stone from the pit, at that time some portions of the material are getting deposited at the same site, means at the origin. That deposit is known as residual deposit. Next is sedimentary deposit. When the insoluble product of weathering are carried away in suspension are deposited, that deposit is known as sedimentary deposit. When the materials are deposited due to the suspension, that is get away from one place to another place, that is known as sedimentary deposit. Next is uh, chemical deposit. Some material which carried away in solution may be deposited by some chemical processes such as evaporation, precipitation is known as chemical deposit. Means these processes are done by the chemical processes like evaporation and precipitation. Due to evaporation and precipitation, if some deposits are done, then that deposit is known as chemical deposit. Next one is organic deposit, that is the last one. When the products get deposited through the agency of living organisms, such deposit is known as organic deposit. When the deposits are done by the living bodies or the living organisms like animals or human bodies, then that is known as organic deposit. Next is a metamorphic rock. These rocks are formed by the change in character of the pre-existing rocks like igneous rock and sedimentary rock are changed in character when they are subjected to great heat and pressure uh, is known as metamorphic rock, and the total process is known as metamorphism. The total process is known as metamorphism. Only we are changing the property or character of igneous and sedimentary rock by giving high pressure and temperature, and it is converted to metamorphic rock, and the total process is known as a metamorphism. Examples are quartzite, slate and marble. Next is physical classification. According to this classification, the rocks are divided into three types: stratified rock, unstratified rock and foliated rock. First one is stratified rock. These rocks possesses a plane of stratification or cleavage, and such rocks can be easily split along these planes. Stratified rock possesses a plane of stratification. If you are applying pressure or force, then it can be easily split along these planes. That is stratified rock. And the example is sedimentary rock. The example sedimentary rock is the example of stratified rock. Next is unstratified, means the opposite of stratified. There is no plane of stratification in case of unstratified rock, and here the structure may be crystalline, granular or compact granular. And the example is igneous rock and sedimentary rock. Next is foliated rock. These rocks have a tendency to split in a definite direction. A foliated rock is the rock which have a tendency to split off in a definite direction only. That is named as foliated rock. When you are applying pressure, then that rock splits in a definite direction. And the example is metamorphic rock. So these are the three classifications: stratified, unstratified and foliated. Stratified means there is a plane of stratification. Unstratified means there is no plane of stratification. Foliated means there is a definite direction through which the stone is getting split easily. Next is chemical classification. According to this classification, rocks are classified into three types: siliceous rock, argillaceous rock and calcareous rock. Siliceous rock. In these rocks, silica is predominant and the rocks are hard, durable and not easily affected by weathering agencies. In siliceous rock, silica is the main material and these siliceous rocks are not easily affected by weathering agencies like high temperature, high wind, high cold, etc. And the examples are granite and quartzite. Argillaceous rock. In these rocks, clay predominance means argil is the predominant. Argil means that is clay. Here the main material is clay. The rocks may be dense and compact or may be soft. Here the argillaceous rock may be dense, compact or may be soft. And the examples are slates and laterals. Next is calcareous rock. In these rocks, calcium carbonate predominates. Means here the main material is calcium carbonate. That's why it is named as calcareous rock. For siliceous rock, the main material is silica. And for argillaceous rock, the main material is argil, means clay. Here for calcareous rock, the main material is uh, calcium carbonate, and the durability to these rocks will depend upon the constituents present in the surrounding atmosphere. And the examples are limestone and marble. Next is uses of stone. There are different uses of stone, like we are using stone as a structural material. We are using stone in face works. We are using stone in paving stones, and also you are using stone as basic materials, and other miscellaneous items also, miscellaneous uses are also there. So first one is structure. Stone is used as a structure. Stones are used for foundations, walls, columns, lintels, arches, roofs, floors, damp-proof courses, etc. These are the components of buildings. Wall, column, lintel, arches, these are the components of building where we are using stone as a structural material. Nowadays also we are using stone, but rarely we are using stone. Mostly we are using bricks. Next is stone is used as a face work. Stone are adapted to give massive appearance to the structure. Wall of bricks and facing. Also stone is used as a facing material, and to give massive appearance stones are also used, and this is known as composite masonry. For decoration purpose, if you are using stone after brick wall, over brick wall, that is known as massive appearance stone or face work of stone. Next is paving stones. These are used to cover floor of building of various types such as residential, commercial, industrial. All of us know there are mainly two types of buildings. One is a residential building, another one is commercial building. In each case, all residential building and commercial building, we are using stones. Uh, and these are also adapted to form paving of roads, footpaths, etc. Also, stones are used for paving of roads and footpaths. Next is stone used as a basic material. Stones are disintegrated and converted to form a basic material for cement concrete, moram of roads and hollow bricks. For cement concrete and moram of roads and for hollow bricks, stones are used as a basic material. And next is your miscellaneous, means other. Stones are also used for ballast for railway, flocks in blast furnace, blocks in the construction of bridges, piers, abutments, retaining walls, lighthouses, dams, etc. So these are the uses of stone. There are 5 uses of stone: as a structure, facework, uh, paving stones, then basic material, then miscellaneous. Next is your qualities of good building stone. There are 5 to 10 points for qualities of good building stone. The first one is crossing strength. For a good building stone, the crossing strength should be greater than 1000 kg per centimeter square. This is a specific value. For a good building stone, the crossing strength should be greater than 1000. It should not be less than 1000. If it is less than 1000, then we can't use that stone as a structural material. Next is appearance. Appearance means the looks. Good building stone should be a uniform color and free from clay, holes, spots or other color bands, and it must be capable of preserving the color for long time. A good building stone must be capable of preserving the stone for a long time. That is the appearance. Next is durability. A good building stone should be durable, means it can resist all the heat and cold, alternative wet and dry, reserved gases in rain, high wind velocity, which affects durability. It can resist all the uh, up and down effects of weather. Next is fracture. Good building stone, its fracture should be sharp, even and clear. If fracture is present in stone, we can use that stone as a building material, but the fracture should be sharp, even and clear. Hardness, next is hardness. If the hardness is greater than 17, then this is treated as uh, uh, hard material, and it is used for road works. And if it is in between 14 to 17, that is medium hardness, and if it is less than 17, then it is pure hardness. According to the requirement, we can use the stone. Next is percentage of wear. For a good building stone, the percentage wear should be equal to or less than 3%. For a good building stone, the percentage of wear should be equal to or less than 3%. More than 3% is not allowed. Next is a resistance to fire. A good building stone uh, uh, must be resistant to fire. It must be fireproof. Sandstones, argillaceous stones resist fire quite well. Means if you are using a building a stone as a building material, then it must be fireproof. Next is specific gravity. For a good building stone, the specific gravity should be greater than 8.7. All of us know specific gravity. For a good building stone, the specific gravity must be greater than 8.7. If it is low, then we can't use as a building material. Then last one is texture. A good building stone should have compact, fine, crystalline structure, should be free from cavities, cracks or patches of stuff or loose materials. Texture means if you are filling the stone, that it must be crystalline in structure, so that it gives so that it should be free from cracks, patches, stuffs or loose materials, and it must be granular in structure. Next is water absorption. For a good building stone, percentage absorption by weight after 24 hours should not exceed 0.6. If you are dropping the stone 24 within water for 24 hours, it should not absorb water more than 0.6. Next is seasoning. Seasoning is very much important for all materials. Seasoning means simply the removal of moisture from the stone or from the timber. The process is known as seasoning. There are different methods of seasoning, but the main definition of seasoning is the removal of moisture or water from the material. So that is very much important. Before construction, the material must be seasoned. The stone should be well seasoned before putting it to use. A period of about 6 to 12 months is considered to be sufficient for proper seasoning. For stone, the period of seasoning is 6 to 12 months. After that, we can use the stone as a building material. Then is the toughness index, means if the impact test value is less than 13, then that is not tough. If it is in between 13 to 19, that is moderately tough. If it is greater than 19, then that is highly tough. So these are the characteristics or qualities of good building stone. Uh, Thank you for today's section this much. Next, we will discuss about the other materials used in construction. Thank you.